What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the Big Fight Field channel. We are here today to do NFL Week 1 predictions, and I feel like I want to make this a kind of a routine where I'm doing these predictions in the car, like either when I'm going to work or when I'm driving home from work, because I love talking to you guys, and we're a day away from the start of the season. And I think this is a good way to clear the mind, either heading into work or going home from work, and just talking some NFL football, man. I don't plan on making these videos too long. Maybe like you see here, like 10, 12-ish minutes. I don't want to go too long with it, so we got a lot of games to talk about. Of course, if you guys know, and you guys are OGs here on the channel, we don't talk about Dolphins games on these videos. We do Dolphins separately, and that's on Fridays. So tune into the preview on Friday. If you were expecting to hear a preview for Dolphins Colts in this video, you're going to get that on Friday in its own separate video. So we are going to run through these games, okay? Starting tomorrow night in Philly, Super Bowl banner being dropped. Dallas Cowboys, Philadelphia Eagles. A week after the Cowboys just traded possibly the best player on their team because Jerry Jones didn't want to pay him, and then he went out and paid a cornerback $23 million a season. Tell me how that makes sense. But the Eagles, I think the Eagles are going to come out fired up. A lot of energy. It's going to translate into the game. And I think the Eagles are going to dominate this game. I do, man. I think the Eagles are going to win by at least 2 touchdowns. I don't have scores for these games either. I'm just going to tell you who I think is going to win. But I'm going to go with the Eagles. Then we have the Brazil game on Friday. The Kansas City Chiefs against the Los Angeles Chargers. If there's any year the Chiefs should be worried about losing the division, it is this year. Do I think that is going to is that going to have an impact in this game, week 1, against a division rival? I think it'll be close, but I'm still going to take the Chiefs. I don't know how much better the Chargers got this offseason. I actually think, looking at it, their defense might have gotten a little worse. Losing Rashawn Slater, their left tackle, is huge. And I think they're going to start out the year 0-1. So give me the Chiefs for the Brazil game on Friday. Then we get Sunday. A beautiful slate of football on Sunday. We got Tampa Bay against the Atlanta Falcons. Michael Penix's first full season starting, if nothing goes wrong. They swept Tampa Bay last year. I don't think that's going to happen. I think Michael Penix is going to come out a little rusty, a little raw. I think the Bucs are going to as well. All these teams are going to come out rusty. It's week 1. Nothing is perfect. But I'm going to go with the Bucs. That's just my feeling for that game in particular, is the Bucs know the Falcons more now. The Falcons beat them twice last year, and they're looking for that revenge. I'm going to go with the Bucs. We have Panthers, Jaguars. This is kind of a sneaky one. Okay? Kind of a sneaky game. I'm going to go with an upset here. I'm going to go with the Carolina Panthers to beat the Jaguars. A late game winning drive for Bryce Young. The Panthers are coming into this season with a lot of momentum, and they drafted a really nice wide receiver, Tedorora McMillan. They just lost Adam Thielen to the Minnesota Vikings. They just traded him to. But I think that the Panthers, they have a lot of momentum. It's going to carry into week 1. I don't know how much farther it's going to carry into, but I'm going to take the Panthers to get a week 1 win over the Jacksonville Jaguars. So that is that game. Bengals, Browns. I know the Bengals lose every year in week 1. And a lot of people are picking the Browns as their upset. Not me. Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow, they get it done week 1. Jamar Chase and T. Higgins are each going to have a touchdown. Joe Burrow is going to throw for 300 passing yards. And the Bengals are going to get it done week 1. Yeah, their defense is going to give up a couple points. And maybe like around 20. But I think the Bengals are going to be really good on offense on Sunday. So give me the Bengals over the Browns in that game. Then we have Cardinals, Saints. I'm taking the Cardinals. I got Kyler Murray and Trey McBride both on my fantasy team. And I'm excited about that. I love having the combinations in the fantasy leagues. And I cannot be confident in the Saints knowing their offense and their quarterback situation. I think they put Kellen Moore in a horrible situation, especially once after Derek Carr retired with that shoulder injury, and he decided to retire. I just don't think I cannot trust the Saints with Spencer Rattler as their starting quarterback. So I'm going to go with the Arizona Cardinals. Then we go right to Raiders, Patriots. This is kind of an interesting one, to be honest with you. Raiders, they got better on offense this season, and the Patriots got better too, I guess. I think these experts, okay, they are really overrating the Patriots, acting like they are going to be a complete 360 from last season, just with Mike Vrabel as the head coach and the additions that they made on defense. Okay, I think they'll get better than they were last year. I don't think they're this playoff team that people are talking about. No freaking way at all, man. I'll take them to beat the Raiders in a competitive game, but I think really people are overrating the Patriots a lot. And we can talk more about them next week because that's who the Dolphins play next week. So I'm going with the Patriots against the Raiders. Then we got a very interesting game that a lot of people are probably going to be tuning into at the 1 o'clock window. Steelers-Jets. Aaron Rodgers going back to MetLife to face his old team. Justin Fields facing his old team. The Jets just lost their starting guard for the season, Elijah Vera Tucker, with a torn tricep. Really, really bad luck right there. And Justin Fields and the reports coming out of training camp and him throwing the ball have just not been good at all, dude. And that's great for me because I am a Miami Dolphins fan and I hate the Jets. So that is great news. I'm going to take the Steelers to win week 1. I think that Rodgers comes in to MetLife, gets the W for the Steelers, and the Steelers are going to start the season 0-1. 1-0. Steelers 1-0, I'm sorry. And then the last 1 o'clock game on the window, I believe, is the Giants-Commanders. Come on. Washington all day with that one. So I would take the Commanders over the Giants. And then we go over to the 4 o'clock games. And we got Tennessee against the Denver Broncos. Now, I've stacked one of my fantasy teams up with like a lot of Broncos, like Bo Nix and R.J. Harvey and the Broncos defense. I do think Cam Ward is going to show a lot of good impressions, but week 1, your first game in the NFL being week 1 on the road against the Denver Broncos and the best defense in the NFL, that's rough. That's a rough start for Cam Ward right there. I'm taking the Broncos all day. The Broncos are going to stomp all over the Tennessee Titans on Sunday. Then we have a very interesting 4 o'clock game. San Francisco, Seattle, a new look offense for the Seattle Seahawks. No more Geno Smith. In comes Sam Darnold. No more DK Metcalf. In comes JSN as the number 1 receiver. No more Tyler Lockett. In comes Cooper Kupp. A totally new offense for the Seattle Seahawks this season. Do I think it's going to translate to a W in week 1? It's going to be very close. It's going to be very physical. I'm going to, however, take the 49ers. I'm going to take the 49ers in this one. A very close game. I would not be shocked if the Seahawks won at all, but I'm going to go with the 49ers in that one. Then we have America's Game of the Week at 4:25. Detroit Lions, Green Bay Packers. Packers just got Micah Parsons. He's dealing with a back injury. Is he going to play? Is he not? I don't know. The Packers were favorites before they got Micah Parsons, and they only bumped up to a point. So that tells me I think the Lions are going to win this game. Yes, they have new coordinators. Yes, they have new guys on the offensive line. But, man, I think the Lions are going to win this game. I think the Lions are going to go into Lambeau Field, and they're going to get the win. I believe in the Lions this weekend. So I'm going to go with the Lions. I don't know if you would consider it. I would not consider that an upset. But I'm going to pick the Detroit Lions over the Green Bay Packers. Texans-Rams is the other 4 o'clock game. Both these teams are banged up. We don't know how healthy Matthew Stafford's going to be. The Texans, they're without Joe Mixon. Their offensive line is an absolute mess. Bottom 5 offensive line, and I think the Rams' pass rush is going to get to them early and often. I don't believe in the Texans at all this season. However, they're playing in the AFC South. It's the worst division in football, in my opinion. And the Texans are probably going to sneak by like 10-7 and win that division and get themselves another home playoff game. But for week 1, I think the Rams' pass rush is going to be dangerous. They're going to get after C.J. Stroud, and it's going to cause a lot of turnovers. I'm going to go with the Rams. I'm going Rams in that game. Then we got Sunday Night Football. It's probably game of the week if we're being honest with you. That's counting Thursday, Friday, the full slate on Sunday, and Monday. Sunday Night Football is probably the best game of the week. Ravens, Bills. Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, rematch of the divisional round. I think the Ravens get their due. I think the Bills, I think it's going to be, I don't know if I would say shootout, but I think it's like the Ravens are going to be winning most of the game. And then the Bills are going to be coming back, but they're going to fall short in the end. So I'm going to pick the Ravens to get this W to open up the season on the road in Buffalo 1-0. And then finally, the last game of the week, Monday Night Football, Vikings-Bears. I'm going to admit that one does not excite me at all. Yes, it is the first game under new head coach Ben Johnson. J.J. McCarthy's first game. I don't know. It doesn't give me all the excitement. Like, ooh, I gotta watch this one. It'll be a fine game. But J.J. McCarthy, first game on the road, prime time. I think I'm going to take the Bears with this one. I'm going to go with the Chicago Bears to win their home opener on Monday night. That place is going to be rocking at Soldier Field, so I'm going to go with the Bears. And that's all I got. So it's going to be quick videos like this in the car for the week. I'm going to try my best to do these every single week. I might forget, or I might have just too much stuff going on with my personal life, and I might not have time for it, but I will try my best to get these videos and get the predictions to you guys every single Wednesday. All right? Subscribe to the channel. Comment down below. Hit the like button if you like what you heard from me. Follow me on Twitter and TikTok. Colin_Joseph. And I will see you tomorrow here on the Big Fight Field channel. Peace.